the storm and evermore. I hear the thunder, feel the fire. My soul's alive, my heart's desire to fly, to dream, to rise and scream. I am free.
Advertising is the bread and butter of American corporations. We need to know about the products before we buy them. So companies spend billions of dollars each year promoting their products to consumers. I recently ran across an article that gave some of the signs of the Christmas season. One toy store advertised, "Ho, ho, ho, spoken here." In a bridal bouquet, a sign declared, "Merry Christmas," M-A-R-R-Y. Outside a church, the proclamation read, "The Original Christmas Club." From a department store, "Big pre-Christmas sale. Come in and mangle with the crowd." A reducing salon warned, "24 shaping days until Christmas." And a sign in a second department store, "Make this Christmas one you will not soon forget. Charge everything." Greetings, Patriots. I'm Perry Green. Welcome to our God in America podcast. A few weeks ago, we heard the earth-shaking news that Cracker Barrel had changed its logo and removed Uncle Herschel, the rocker, and the Cracker Barrel, keeping only the generic words. Many people were distressed over the change because it reflected more than an icon or words. It signified a shift in the company's philosophy, which had been developing over the years. This is bigger than changing the picture on a sign. This is an illustration of the Marxist tactics that are in play to destroy America. Leftists can't be happy living in their blue states. They must infiltrate the red ones and spread their ideologies subtly until they're in a position of power. Their bold activists have taken over our education system, medicine, and various corporations to shove their values down our throats. We accept it or choke on it. They make every effort to change our culture and the qualities Americans love. The Cracker Barrel headquarters is in one of the most conservative counties in Tennessee, yet the company openly promotes the LGBTQ plus agenda, DEI, and other ungodly values. They have made an enormous mistake. A movement that hates America and its values doesn't understand that patriots push back with contempt against anti-American institutions and ideologies. They don't appreciate that the sleeping American consumerism giant is waking to restore what has been stolen. We have pride in our genuine history and values. We respect our biblically minded American ancestors. Cracker Barrel is not about a logo. It's about country, heritage, and culture. It's a corporate power structure telling us we are backward, out of touch, and bigoted. They believe we should be ashamed if we're Caucasian, have American pride, and hold traditional values of sexuality. The corporate elites have gleefully mocked us as they have profited from our patronage. They thought we were sheeple who would continue paying for our own destruction. We're not stupid. We're awake and are stopping to pay for their way. Paul wrote, "Besides this, you know the time, that the hour has come for you to wake from sleep, for salvation is nearer to us now than when we first believed." As we've taken our red pills and awakened, we're aware of the push to replace Americans with millions of illegals through an open border. Joe Biden's administration lied about the border security, but we are fully aware of it now. The left has tried to replace national pride with sexual pride and our heritage with blatant Marxism. The Marxists even told us over 50 years ago that they wanted to substitute hedonism for God and godly values. They've actively infiltrated our schools and turned them into indoctrination centers. If you're awake, you know that we must relentlessly restore our God-based republic. Benjamin Franklin told Mrs. Powell they had given us a republic instead of a monarchy if we could keep it. John Adams expressed that our Constitution was only for moral and religious people and inadequate for any other persons. So what do we do to combat the left and restore what our ancestors fought to give us? The first step is to reconnect God and America. That is the urgent purpose of the God in America ministry. Without God, none of this matters. In addition, there are many other useful actions we can take. Most patriots are willing to stand with our ancestors for the cause of liberty, but don't know what to do. Let me give you a suggestion if you live in Canadian County, Oklahoma. Beginning September the 28th, 2025, we will host Patriot Academy's new Rebuilding Liberty class at the Liberty Church, 450 East Main Street in Yukon, Oklahoma. We'll meet for 4 weeks at 4 p.m. to study the 8 building blocks of liberty and a 12-step action program grounded in the Declaration of Independence. The topics are restoring the Declaration's principles, religious liberty, limited government, and the Republic. The course is free to the public, and we hope to have study guides available. I've included the registration link for our Yukon class in the notes. You can reach that at patriotacademy.com in the Coach and Registration tabs. If you're not in the Yukon area, I have also included the Find a Class link in the notes, also at patriotacademy.com. If you can't find a class, host one by contacting the good people at Patriot Academy. Cracker Barrel and other woke companies have lost this battle. Arrogantly, they are losing money and risk either apologizing and reversing their course of facing business failure as customers leave. They're exposing themselves for who they really are, and millions of American patriots have had enough. We want our nation back. Almost immediately after announcing their logo change, Cracker Barrel lost $100 million in value. They began reversing their original bold change statements with a Facebook post that read, "What has not changed and what will never change are the values this company has built on when Cracker Barrel first opened in 1969. Hard work, family, and scratch-cooked food made with care. A place where everyone feels at home, no matter where you're from or where you're headed." It went on. The things people love most about our stores aren't going away. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth, peg games on the table, unique treasures in our gift shop, and vintage Americana with antiques pulled straight from our warehouse in Lebanon, Tennessee. They're even putting Uncle Herschel back on the menu. They said, "We love seeing how much you care about our old timer. We love him too. Uncle Herschel will still be on our menu. Welcome back, Uncle Herschel's favorite breakfast platter, on our road signs and featured in our country store. He's not going anywhere. He's family," the post said. They are trying to backpedal and trick their customers into staying while slowly implementing the changes that most Americans do not want. This DEI, immorally based company professes, quote, "We also want to be sure Cracker Barrel is here for the next generation of families, just as it has been for yours. That means showing up on new platforms and in new ways, but always with our heritage at the heart," unquote. As author Eric Metaxas pointed out, when companies start posturing instead of serving and signaling instead of standing for truth, they deserve to fail. But more importantly, it's a sign that the church must once again speak clearly, biblically, and courageously in public life. A few days later, they scurried to reverse the consumer backlash and reinstated the original cultural view of Cracker Barrel. Even President Trump chimed in on the debacle. Within hours of Trump's post, Cracker Barrel announced it would abandon the new logo, stating, "We thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain." This reversal was widely interpreted as a surrender to right-wing pressure, with commentators and social media users noting the company's swift capitulation. They claim to hold the original values, but their actions have proven otherwise. It is doubtful that they have our heritage at heart, but they are aware of the bottom line. The company is losing money due to its radical changes. In their arrogance, the Cracker Barrel Board of Directors assumed the public is too asleep to care about values. They are wrong. This was not about a logo. It was about Americans being fed up with the leftist agenda and wanting their country back. Well, thanks for being with us today. Please like, follow, share, subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, Rumble, iHeart, Spotify, and Apple. You can also visit our website at godinamerica.com for updates. As we close, let's keep the light of godly American values burning.
My soul's alive, my heart's desire to fly to dream, to rise and scream.